And that's when I said, you get out of the bathroom. I'm here for good, Buster.
That's rich, Jason. We've got a great show for you tonight, folks. And now, the man of the evening. Here's Duddits!
Duddits!
It's the Duddits Super Mega Comedy Telethon Extravaganza Spectacular, starring Robert Goulet.
1, 2, 3 martinis a lady.
B. Arthur.
If I hear one more joke about my dating life, I'm going to strangle a Wookiee.
Slim Pickens. You see here, sonny boy, this is for the children. Morgan Freeman.
We must choose to accept our fates, or stand together and create a new way forward.
Richard Simmons.
We're gonna stretch those laugh muscles, girls.
Sammy Davis Jr.
I've only got eye for you, babe.
Bob Newhart.
It feels like I shouldn't be here. My ticket says Don Rickles.
Valerie Bertinelli with Chomps and Grumpy Cat.
Kill me.
And, of course, the man of the night, Duddits!
We got some work to do now.
I'm not sure if we should be doing this. We probably shouldn't make fun of Duddits.
Sam is just playing the character from Dreamcatcher. This is how the film writers made him.
But he's mentally handicapped.
So are the film's writers! Hey-yo!
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. I've got Sam and Jackie here. It's the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers. These two are two bad movie lovers. How are you guys?
I'm just dreamy.
I'm just catchy.
Catchy and dreamy. In about 48 hours when we watch this film, neither of us are going to be dreamy or catchy. Well, we're going to be catching something, a catch of the Z's.
Catch of the pink eye.
You've broken the rule and gone over 2 hours again. Well over 2 hours.
I know, this one's
What a dick.
really long.
2 hours and 20 minutes almost.
The last time we were in that ballpark was with Jackie's A Star is Born choice. Sam and I have seen this movie. Sam,
I've seen this twice.
yeah, oh boy. Do you think it's going to be more painful than Star is Born?
I've seen it twice.
Yeah? But you haven't...
I would never watch Star is Born again.
Okay, all right. That's a fair
And
bet.
it wasn't just that I saw it twice. I watched it when it came out, like on video. And then I watched it with somebody who was like, yeah, it was pretty good. And I was like, what? And then and so I called Sean on the phone and I was like, Sean, what are you doing? And he was busy. And then I made him come over the next day and we watched it. He was like, that was awful. And I was like, yeah.
Sean from our Robin Hood Prince of Thieves episode.
Yes.
He was recently on the internet with a saxophone.
Yep, it's great for people who don't follow Sean on social media.
But do like saxophones.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Dreamcatcher, oh man, I think the thing the leg up that it's got over Stars Born is a year ago we did Wicker Man, which is, we all loved.
Yes.
And Wicker Man, although is only an hour and a half. So, but the whole time we were watching Wicker Man, we were like scratching our heads going, what the fuck is this movie about? Like just trying to wrap our brains around, like trying to piece in the holes of the plot that the writing just never fills in. I kind of think that we are going to be able to do that with Dreamcatcher 2, which makes it like there's a hope that we can get to 2.5 hours without going, oh my God, this film is so goddamn boring. Because there's just so much stupid, like, what the fuck? Who are these people? Why are they on my television?
I spent a lot of time reading about it this week, even though there's very little to find out. I mean, it's mostly just people that compare the book to the movie. Mm-hmm. And I will have seen it 3 times now, so if I don't have any insight as to what's going on, I don't think anyone will.
No. Jackie has not seen this film. This is your first go around, but you are a fan. I'm
scared.
You are a fan of the Stephen King movies, though.
It's not scary. I mean, I'm
scared that it's going to be so bad that I'm going to be like, oh.
She's scared of it.
Yeah, I know. I said I'm saying don't be scared of that. Even though it's tremendously stupid, it moves along fast enough that you're like, what? And Damian Lewis is so bad. He's So bad.
Isn't that the guy
Which-
from The Last of the Mohicans?
No,
No,
that's,
that's-
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Day-Lewis.
Damian Lewis is the guy from Homeland and the main guy in Band of Brothers.
Oh, okay. Tall, skinny, brown hair.
No,
Nope.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Oh, he's handsome.
He's handsome Eric Stoltz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You will change your mind about him after this movie.
She at no point did she say she liked him. She just
No.
said he's handsome. And
Well, I
can't,
just saw the look
can't
in
say
her eye.
He's not handsome.
Yeah, the look in my eye said it all. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you'll be like,
He's a hot cross bunners.
oh boy.
Are you going?
He's the most sexiest ginger out there.
I don't know about that.
I think he is. He's handsome.
According to Tucker, it's what's her face?
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce, I would agree with Tucker.
According to quarterback Andy Dalton, it's Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
It's not Andy Dalton with his stupid butthole haircut.
That haircut
Screw that dude.
sucks. And I'm upset that J.J. Watt had one-upped my nickname of the Ginger Pistol and called him the Red Ryder BB gun, and that one's sticking.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's a better joke than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he shoots his eye out with his own semen. Take that, Dalton.
Speaking of Tucker and Bryce Dallas Howard, yeah, so the movie, I don't think it's streaming anywhere, but oh my god, it's so easy to pick up a copy of this on DVD in any pawn store, basically.
Yes. You're talking about $1.
And I think I paid $1 for it
Yeah.
at the pawn store.
I don't think you did. I think that you got 3 movies for $2.
There you go.
So
There
it
you
was
go.
under
Yeah,
$1.
just bundle them. It's got a 35 Metacritic score, but it's got like a 6 user rating.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone like this, other than the person I watched it with originally. Actually, when it came out, people seemed to like, even though it broke even. That's all I did was break even, but critically it was panned. And the first week it was out, I was, in school, and there was a bunch of people in the film class who were like, that movie's trippy. And so I watched it, and I was like, that movie is shit.
So they were stoned.
Yes.
Yeah, college.
And you just gotta, but the thing was, I was stoned. I didn't like it.
But Sam, people like Grumpy Cat.
People do like Grumpy Cat.
So
yeah, but those
screw
people aren't
that.
stoned. I
No
don't
one
think they're
likes
stoned.
shit weasels.
Nobody does like shit
Are
weasels.
you going to go into the actors of the film in your boring bullshit?
Not in depth.
Okay, but you were going to list some of the big names because this
I'll
has got
list
a lot of big
everybody
names.
important.
Okay, all right, we'll save that for later then.
Yeah, the ginger's the most important one. I hope he takes off his shirt again.
Let's do some non-streaming do's and don'ts because unfortunately we have 0 streaming do's and don'ts. None of us watched anything. It's the holidays. It's fucking busy.
I watched the first episode of Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Jake and
that's
I
a
watched
good
like
show.
5.
I had a hard time staying awake.
Yeah,
Oh, I liked it.
I like it too.
Sure that it gets better. I didn't think it was a whole lot different than Daredevil.
Screw you. Boo, Sam.
All right.
I'm up
Damn
to
turd.
episode of 23 of Enterprise, and the only way I could stay awake for that is if I watch it in the morning while drinking coffee. So there you go.
It's too bad that you don't have a TV in the bathroom. It would be good to watch while pooping.
Yeah, I would. So Jackie and I rented a couple this week. I want to mention briefly that we saw Inside Out finally, and we both liked it.
That's on streaming.
Is it? There you go.
Yeah.
It's not. It's good, and it's probably the best movie I think we saw this year thus far, which isn't really saying a whole lot. But
I liked Up better.
it's no Up, and it's no Wall-E. It's
Okay.
it's
It was okay though.
it's good. It's imaginative. It's creative. But
I like how Sadness is the fat chick with the bad haircut and the glasses.
I didn't like that. I thought that was offensive.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah. It's just the writing is lackluster compared to like the fantasticness of Toy Story 3 or, as again we said, Wall-E and Up. Like just like keeps you engaged the entire time. This is a lot more imaginative visuals than it is engagingness as the other Pixar presentations. So that's all we're going to talk about on that.
All right.
All right, move on to the next one.
The next one, which you are very lucky you didn't watch this.
Okay.
This could have been, if you had been a stronger fan of the genre, this would have been a nice pick. This movie is overrated as all get out. It's got a 6.4 on IMDb user rating.
This movie buttholed out at the end.
I
Okay.
think that this is a 4 for sure. But San Andreas, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I just don't know that I'll ever be able to watch it.
You will not. You would hate
I
this
bet.
movie.
I don't like disaster films. I just can't get through them. Even the Towering Inferno with Newman is impossible for me.
We rebuild, Sam, and then the American flag comes
I don't
down off
know.
the bridge. The
It's-
Golden
So
Gate
it's got
Bridge.
the end of Deep Impact.
the cliche from every single disaster movie ever. It is every single cliche. The only one that's missing is there's no dog or old man that doesn't die. But every single thing, multiple disasters. I gotta save my family first, and the girl dies. Spoiler alert! But then he brings her back with like hard CPR, but then she doesn't.
Hard CPR.
She doesn't make it. She doesn't come back, and then he's like, "I won't quit on you." After everybody else is like, "She's gone," and then he gives her the old double CPR, and that's when she comes back. Like that level of like cliche where it's just, dude, really, the double CPR again?
She should obviously be brain dead by this point.
she-
There's nothing
it
going on upstairs
stinks.
now.
It is one of the dumbest, unnecessary movies I've ever seen. Like, who greenlit this thing? Because think about 2012. Roland Emmerich's last
I didn't
disaster
watch
movie.
that. I have
You
the
didn't,
hardest
but
time with these things.
You know how
Dumb.
much disliked that film was.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're done with this Roland Emmerich and disaster movies. Nobody wants to do this any fucking more. So nobody wants these disaster movies anymore unless you're going to contribute something new. Like, oh my God, I've never seen that before, or anything that's different than something that's been done 10,000 times.
See-
This doesn't do any of that. I don't know why they said, you know what, people need another fucking Roland Emmerich movie not made by Roland Emmerich.
See, I thought that, in my opinion, the disaster genre itself isn't ever anything new. It's just a way it's a quick cash grab. All you do is you put in some relevant stars of the time,
I completely agree.
regurgitate the script, grab some cash,
Absolutely.
and get out the door.
Unless you're watching a Roland Emmerich film. Because there's always such a level of like, oh my God, that's so fucking stupid,
Well,
Roland Emmerich.
he's an imaginative person.
He puts fucking effort into his
Yeah,
films.
he does. He puts
doesn't
effort
just
into his films.
What he puts out is shit,
It's
but the
crap.
shit he puts out has been sprinkled with some nice seasoning from the night before. Like, he made a delicious shit bomb burrito that had spices and nice stuff on top of it, and then it all went into the toilet.
Yeah, it's like a cupcake with a cookie in the middle of it, and just a bunch of other stuff that doesn't make sense. But you eat it, and you're like, all right.
Topped with that X-Lax that you thought was chocolate when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, this is chocolate. I'll put this on top of this cupcake. It'll be delicious. And it's just pure poop, but it's at least trying
Yeah.
poop.
And
This is not trying the movie.
You don't spit it out.
Yeah. I'm going to give San Andreas a do not, but Jackie has a counterpoint.
Counterpoint.
The Rock looked really good in this movie.
Oh, so that's why
That's
you
a
should see it.
counterpoint?
You liked this film. Why did you like this film? It can't just be because The Rock looked good.
I don't know. It moved at an okay pace, and I wasn't bored, but it was stupid, but I wasn't bored, and I kind of thought like, okay, so it's very run of the mill, and it did some things that I thought for sure that the sideways guy was going to kiss the reporter underneath the desk,
Yeah,
and
well,
that didn't happen. And so some of the things that I was expecting, like this is a stupid shit movie and this is going to happen, didn't happen. And I was okay with that.
Specifically, you mentioned the kiss under the desk. We're talking about Paul Giamatti.
Sideways guy.
Yeah, sideways
That makes
guy.
sense now.
When the moment in Jurassic World, which is a movie that we all loved,
Yes.
where the guy's like, somebody's got to stay here and make
Yeah.
sure nothing goes wrong, and he goes for the kiss.
Yeah.
I got a boyfriend. That's like taking that cliche and being like, you know what, fuck you, this is have fun with this. They don't bother with that. They do in San Andreas. It's the family ends up getting back together because
Disaster.
The Rock is totally a badass dude. Like, he's the most badass guy of all time. So they have to now get back together and like huge tits. What's her name? Alexandra Tucker's girlfriend.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
No, the other one with the really big boobs. That's
The really
in
big boobs.
San Andreas.
Is it Christina Hendricks?
Alexandra blah, blah,
Blah, blah, blah.
duh.
Blah.
She meets this British guy and just
Her boobs come out?
no.
That's not good.
Cliche, just you're gonna die for me. Let's kiss. I'll save you. Bullshit. That it sucks.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
One of the other caveats of these disaster films is there sort of a 75% paltry regurgitation of all the special effects that have sort of hit okay
Yeah.
in the last 5 years. Is it that? Is it a bunch of dusty crumbling? Dusty crumbling is like a really big thing right now.
Dusty crumbling is a really big thing, but I would say no. This is
chunks.
Chunks.
Yeah, chunks. Chunks is a good way of putting it. And they obviously have never seen a building fall over. Like, shitty that it happened. But 9/11 is a big, like, oh, that's what it looks like when a building falls over. These are buildings falling over. I don't mean
like tipping over,
like tipping over, which is physically impossible.
Yeah, they just fall straight. They kind of they just kind of
fall upon themselves.
Collapse.
That is how they're made.
Yeah.
It's sorry, everybody in the building. You're going to die either way, but at least this thing isn't going to fall into another building and kill those people as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They're built to fall on themselves. That's how the demolitions blow it up. But I guess it doesn't look that cool in film. So it's none of like the huge dust clouds that, happened that we saw at that point in time.
Yeah.
It's just buildings falling over and a helicopter dodging them.
That doesn't make sense at all.
Stupid.
That's
it's
quite dumb.
It was totally adrenaline junkie. Awesome. The Rock was flying his airplane. He was in his chopper, and he was like, that's the sound of the chopper. And the building's like, bam! And then they fall into another one, bam! And then it's coming the other way, and he's flying upside down and off to the side.
So, San Andreas is basically...
And you see him grabbing the joystick like he's beating off or something.
So
and
it's like...
he's pushing it all over the place.
He's putting effort, like it's an airplane, like, I gotta pull up, like, which I'm pretty sure like a chopper doesn't do that.
So it's like the second Death Star run in a helicopter?
Kinda, yeah.
When he could just go up above all of it.
He could just go
and
up
just
above
fly
all
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
That sucks.
He doesn't do that. It's much more dangerous than that, Sam. Much more dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to watch this movie.
No, oh man, it sucks.
I think it's actually on HBO now.
I think it is as well.
So there you go, streaming doing
yeah,
now.
I rented
right?
it on Blu-ray, so I was that chuffed about it. But Jackie, are you going to give it a do or do not?
It's a do, people.
All right.
Especially when he steals this truck from somebody else who stole a truck.
Are you saying that you think that people should watch this, or just that you liked it?
I think they should watch it. I thought it was fun.
All right. Well, it's not for me.
Well,
go back and watch Roland Emmerich because he's better at it. I'm bringing in a superpower this week.
Okay.
I thought long and hard about this one, like 20 seconds. So, Michael Winslow,
The
Police Academy guy.
Yeah.
You can replicate any sound effect in the world, including other people's voices.
The man of 1,000 voices.
And sound effects.
Hey, this is Steve. I'm at the pier.
Basically that.
Yeah.
so he'd be the world's
I stole
best
that joke from Alec Baldwin.
Oh. He would be the world's best ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist, yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe not, though. I mean, because he can just make other people's voices, right? But, like...
Well, yeah, it doesn't mean
impersonator,
you can flow
though?
it. Yeah, impersonator, sure, obviously, but...
It works out for Michael Winslow in the Police Academy movies pretty well.
Is there a call for another Michael Winslow in film, though?
Well,
Like, can we do that
he's
again?
still around. Like, I bet he's ready for some cash.
You got the Geico commercials.
He got the guy. Yeah, that
you
was...
can always do Geico commercials.
Yeah. Well, if it was viable, that's what I'm saying about if it was a viable superpower, he would be a hero. He does a good job.
He's making money. Maybe he's just not
Still?
apply. Maybe he just didn't apply himself, and he also doesn't have that vocal steal anybody's voice thing. He just can make.
He does a lot of voices.
Yeah, he could be home security.
Oh yeah, that's not really that cool. So I got to live in your yard, wait for somebody to come in, and then
I would
make
build you
gunshot sounds.
a little house like an animal.
Yeah,
And-
that's not benefit.
It would have plumbing and a heater.
I don't remember if it was 3 or 4 or 2. I don't know if it's Citizens on Patrol, but it's the one where they go into the zoo and all of the criminals are in there, the punks, the gang.
Yeah, that's two with Bobcat.
Bobcat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he holds them all off with nothing but a bullhorn.
Yep, that is true. He does.
Yeah.
So you could assist the police. Probably not. You'd probably get shot. Real nice.
He was the police.
That's what I'm saying. You could like be the police, but then you would get shot because you know what? I've learned that the bad guys shoot back in real life, so I'm not really interested in that getting shot at.
No.
So
think
there's
this
voice
is-
acting.
I think this is stupid.
So there's a
I think this is a stupid superpower that
Well, there's voice acting.
you're going to be standing on the corner and be like, I can impersonate anything. Give me $1.
No, there's voice acting. Mark Hamill has made a career off of voice acting.
Yeah, but that's like anything else. You can have all the talent in the world without the, you're still playing the lottery trying to get the right job.
Yeah, it's hard work.
It's hard work if you can find it.
Does anybody have a viable application that you could just be like, I've got toxic waste on me. I can do any voice and any sound effect in the world and instantly be like, yeah, I'm the man because of my toxic waste sound effect replication.
I mean, I guess you could prank call people.
What you?
Be like, this is the president of the United States.
Yeah,
No, that's actually, I would do that. That's something.
you could sell people like when the bottom dropped out of the answering machine, Marky, you took a hit. 'Cause you could have been selling answering messages like, I'm Ted Koppel, and this is Betsy's answering machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you could be like, hi, this is your dead grandma calling.
Oh, God.
Do you still have the socks I gave you for last Christmas? I hope you didn't throw those away.
I think what you'd end up being is like the most popular check stand person at the grocery outlet.
Okay.
Oh, man, that's not even like a real grocery store.
Give
That
me-
sucks.
Give me some more deals here, or details here.
Well, like, they just want their groceries, and you're like, oh, the robot's not working today, sir. Ding, ding, ding with the trolley. Here is your receipt. And they're like, God, I hate that fucking guy.
But he's always got the shortest line because they put him in the express lane. And so
Yeah.
you have to go there or you're waiting behind the family with 3 carts.
Yeah.
All right, I've got one argument left.
Okay.
And Jackie just made me think of it. This is my last defense for sound effect and vocal reproduction. You have to sell your soul, essentially. You have to be a bad guy, but you could dupe like the ghost people. Like, I'm gonna go
Anybody.
see the ghost man. What's that guy's name? The biggest douche in the universe?
No, I mean, if you
John Edwards.
John Edwards.
So
yeah.
you start your
No.
spooky ghost show.
Yeah, there's 2 John Edwards.
And you have some guy work in the crowd like, hey, I'm channeling your grandma, and then you're just upstairs, pump their
Yeah,
grandma
yeah.
over the thing. That's a cash cow.
No, I mean, you could, if you wanted to be a con artist, you could do a lot of things. You could just stalk somebody, get their wife's voice. Honey, I forgot the card. What's the number? Just do a lot of, there's a lot of
bad guy stuff.
And it's not like super bad. It's a con man.
Dickhead.
You'd be a really
You're
good
total
con man
dick.
with that.
You're a total bad, just nasty, grody, sleazy guy.
After a while, like, you'd really know, you'd probably get to where you were like an informant too.
Oh?
Yeah, I think to stay not dead, you'd have to make a lot of deals with people.
Yeah, what about calling, like, the terrorist, like the spy thing that you always go back to? Like, what if you just pick up the phone and say, ah, la, 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 la.
Yeah, I don't,
Oh, my God.
Because I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure that's
think
how
it's-
all their conversation. Hello? Ah, la, 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 la. Oh, got it. Ah, la, la to you. Goodbye. Like,
Oh, my God.
what's the password? Swordfish. No. Then you get killed. Yeah.
yeah, but see, you're making calls. You're on the phone.
I
You're not
just
even in the
meant,
same like world as them.
The FBI or something would probably know you. That's how you would.
That
you
would be
have
your
to,
demise.
You'd have to like kick some gigs for the feds to knock some people over with your skills in order to keep yourself alive and out of jail. You'd have to work some deals.
Yeah, probably.
You'd probably wear Hawaiian shirts
All right, give me a score here out of 10.
2.
2?
too.
2? It's equal to super hearing?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no
dude.
downside to this one.
Well, I mean, you have a shitty life.
It's not that shitty. You just like you're the life of the party.
I mean,
You're
got the
working
life
at
of
the
the
grocery
party.
outlet singing
Not
Here Comes
really.
the
You
Trolley.
You could still have a normal
Or
job. It's just you've got the superpower.
you're-
It doesn't mean that you have to.
Bruce Campbell from Burn Notice, which is kind of cool.
That's pretty. I would bump it up to 6 if I get to be Bruce Campbell. Man, you guys are dickheads. That's better than fucking super hearing. The fans are going to revolt on that one.
Fans.
Yeah, the fan.
Yeah.
You can't be your own fan, Justin.
Speaking of fans, we do have one little bit of fan notice from our good buddy Brad Schlager, the Martini Shark. He says regarding Biggles' Adventure in Time, because we all are kind of scratching our head other than the book title, he's got an explanation how it works perfectly. Biggles, Adventure in Time.
It's Adventures with an S.
Adventures, yes. Sorry, I always missed that part. Note the lack of an apostrophe in his name. This could then mean the title was not detailing a series of escapades, but instead describing what Biggles accomplished in more of a headline fashion. Read the word adventures, not as a noun, but as a present tense verb. And the title sounds not just differently, but accurately in regards to the film content. To give a personal example, imagine a movie about my dramatic accomplishments last night. Brad, drinks in saloon.
Yeah, no, I think he's right.
I think he's spot on.
Yeah.
Where the hell do they have saloons still?
Fort Lauderdale, where
I
Brad
live in
lived.
a town that has a saloon, and I'm not going back anymore because the well is dry. Go.
Oh my god.
You got to travel back in time, Sam. You got to build
No, they've been the same ones for years
since
now.
20 years ago?
Well, like the
They're
last
just-
5.
yeah,
I went
they're
in there
just-
and I was like, oh, I've exasperated this scene like 6 years ago.
All right, Sam, what do you have on Dreamcatcher?
That was made in 2003. We'll start with a quote from the author of the book Dreamcatcher, Stephen King. I don't like Dreamcatcher very much.
That's not a good sign.
That was what he's told Rolling Stone in an interview
Was he
last
talking
year.
about the book or the movie?
The book.
Ooh.
His own work.
Oh.
They're like, so Dreamcatcher. Because I think that Dreamcatcher is actually, we're not the only ones that are like, oh, we need to revisit this what the fuck movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think other people, even with a novel, are like, wait a second, buddy with a really sterling career.
Yeah.
What do you think about Dreamcatcher? And he's like, I don't like it.
You know
You
what?
wrote it.
I like that Wicker Man with Nick Cage, though. That was
Well,
Hey, is that a shark in that bag?
Yeah.
it's not. I can't tell you definitively if it was or wasn't a shark.
good. Yeah.
King hand wrote the book in cursive.
On a napkin?
No.
Okay.
As a rehabilitation exercise after a 1999 car accident.
Oh, I didn't even realize he was in such a thing.
Yeah, so I don't know that he was even really ever meaning to release it, but like once he got there, he was like, why not?
It's like Picasso. Hey, Picasso drew on this fucking napkin. It's worth $1 million.
Or when the Dolly did the eclair mutilation next to Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
And then Alice Cooper was like, can I keep that right about to, when Dali was about to throw it in the trash? And he's like, of course not, it's priceless. And then he walked out with it and then probably threw it in a different trash can.
Yep.
It is reported that King sold the rights to this book he didn't like for $1. Which is weird that like Kasdan would hitch his wagon to it so hard.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because he really hitched. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. How like Kasdan really hitched his wagon to this thing. The novel is a sprawling 800 pages. The movie is 133 minutes. Beyond King, the critics seem to also strongly dislike the novel. Of the reviews I read, most were comparing the two, the book and the movie to one another, and the general consensus was what little good writing there was in the book didn't make it into the movie because it was too sparse and it's among 800 pages of story.
That's so ridiculous that he wrote in cursive 800 pages.
It is.
How did his hand not fall off?
It took him 6 months.
That's still not very long.
The last book that I read that was 800 pages was a real snooze fest. I'm just saying, I don't have high expectations now.
I've been writing my book for 6 months. No shit. Not as maybe hard as he does because I play a lot of video games and I have to do this podcast. I am at 75 pages and I've been writing for 6 months. So on a computer, not in cursive.
Well, if you don't have anything else to do, I guess.
In cursive? 6 months, 800 pages. It's still.
I know.
You know what?
Yeah.
I would just like to put this out there. If we have any rich listeners that want to fund my trip to Ireland so that I can stay in an inclusive resort and write a book at a seaside resort in Ireland
Huh.
where
Yeah.
they have nice beer, maybe some whiskey. If you would like to fund me, then you should write to Stinker Madness.
I'm sure the line is quite long for that.
Yeah, it's just lining up right
damn.
now. I can see him outside.
Proceed. Considering you don't write any of the material for Sugar
Hey,
Madness,
yeah.
I wrote an
think
email
you're
at
last.
work today.
Yeah,
Oh.
nice.
It took me 2 seconds. Ha, take that, and it was published right away
I wrote a picture
by
of
the
a
Gmail.
giant veiny dick
Ah.
and then sent it
Now
to
it's
you in
priceless.
an email.
Well, one of the other general consensus among the things I've read is the one that I find the most startling. Everyone seems to think that Donnie Wahlberg did a fine job recreating the character
Oh,
Duddits
no.
from the novel.
Oh no!
Oh, no. Which goes back to Stephen King's statement, I don't like Dreamcatcher very much.
I think Duddits and Donnie Wahlberg's performance is one of the inspirations to
Radio.
no, but radio's the other inspiration to You Never Go All Retard. I really feel that Duddits is part of it because it's so bad. Now, the fun thing about Donnie Wahlberg is once you go retard, you fuck your career over. But Donnie Wahlberg, like, I don't think his career really went up or down after Duddits.
Well, DiCaprio has a full, long career after his main thing was going all the way.
Yeah, that's true.
Ew.
Also, whittling down the large work left the characters and situation fairly underdeveloped. There was a lot that ended up on the floor. For instance, one of the main things that doesn't make it into the movie is why the book was called Dreamcatcher.
No, I always was like, what the fuck, man?
What the fuck is this called Dreamcatcher for?
I thought it was going to be like Wendigo. Like, oh, it's Indian stuff, and like you get
So-
sucked into the Dreamcatcher, and then shit happens in there like Hellraiser. Like you go see the Cinnabons and stuff, but no, nothing. Like
I don't
that at
even
all.
know if Duddits is actually an alien in the book. Mr. Gray, the Damian Lewis second voice,
Right.
in the book is a hallucination. He's not real. And they sort of like, what sense can be made on it on forums is that it's not all the way a hallucination. It's what Damian Lewis, like, because it's a virus that's sort of a hive mind.
You've already confused the shit out of me, and
Yeah.
I've seen this movie.
And that's this Mr. Gray is his psyche trying to put a name to this sort of consciousness and him trying to deconstruct the consciousness. Apparently, Tom Jane's character saves him with bacon. That doesn't happen in the movie either.
Well,
That was
people have been saved with worse.
apparently one of the finest points was the saving him with bacon scene in the book was like, oh, that was really good, which just seems like
and delicious. I mean, it was really good bacon. Thank you for that.
Going back to Stephen King's original statement, I don't like Dreamcatcher very much. We'll talk more about the differences in the main episode as they come up. Lawrence Kasdan, his first two screenplays that he wrote professionally were The Empire Strikes Back and Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And then he wrote this turn?
His first directorial effort was Body Heat with William Hurt and Kathleen Turner. He would then not only experience the highs and lows of the film industry, but almost set the peak in the valley. The Big Chill is universally lauded, while his next film, Silverado, is largely seen as the death of the Western genre. Grand Canyon was a commercial failure, but a critical success. The Bodyguard has a 32% on Rotten Tomatoes, despite grossing $411 million. While George P. Cosmatos' film Tombstone made some ground resurrecting the Western, Kasdan's Wyatt Earp started putting nails back in the coffin. Mumford was viewed as charming, but fared poorly commercially. His next project, Dreamcatcher, was supposed to be his comeback. He invested himself fully in the project as producer, writer, and director. It would be 9 years before he would work again. And currently he is listed as the principal screenwriter in The Force Awakens.
And co-producer.
When the finest actor in your troupe is Jason Lee, and you're not Kevin Smith, you're in trouble.
Oh. Hey, what about Morgan Freeman?
Beyond Lee, this was supposed to be a career maker for Tom Jane, Timothy Olyphant, and Damian Lewis.
Timothy Olyphant's good.
It was supposed to be a comeback film for Tom Sizemore.
Ooh.
I guess it worked out for Donnie Wahlberg, though I'm not sure how or why. Morgan Freeman is in this movie, but driving Miss Daisy, he is not. In the case of Mr. Jane, he did it because his mom told him to. I wonder if she told him to do a shitty job. I wonder if Tom Jane's mom showed up on set and said, hey, everybody, you should crap this thing up real nice. And they all said, okay, Tom Jane's mom.
Here's some cookies.
Here's some cookies. Yeah, so Morgan Freeman is just, his character is completely indescribable.
No.
And the site, like, so they're like, oh, let's make him evil. Well, how are we going to make him evil? Let's put some bushy eyebrows on him.
Give
Some
him a
really,
flat top.
Really bushy eyebrows. Bushy eyebrows are evil, aren't they?
I think so.
I don't know if they're evil or if they just make you silly looking.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for all the dude shots.
Dude.
Did you notice, like when the
Knuckles
first time you saw this, like everybody has a hero shot. It's a low angle looking up at him to introduce him. Like Sizemore drives by, stops, the camera's looking up at him. He's like, I'm a dude. And then he points, and then Morgan Freeman's standing in the doorway to the trailer, and he just like turns around and goes, oh, I'm a dude.
It's like the poses you can get for your avatar in Halo. Like, I'm going to save up all my experience points so I can get that one cool one.
Yeah.
That dude shot.
The dude shot. This
That
movie's
sounds
a
ridiculous.
bunch of dude shots. And I like that you point out that Timothy Oliphant does a good job in this because he does.
I didn't say he did a good job. I just said he's okay, like he's a cool guy. I like Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah,
I think everybody
he does
stinks
a
in this film.
Good job, and I think he's a good character. He's in there for like 3 minutes. Like, hey, Timothy Oliphant, oh, you're fucking dead.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. Thanks. I haven't seen this.
It won't be much of a spoiler.
No.
It happens fairly early on.
Yeah. So the movie is, as we said, at pawn store bins everywhere for less than $1 potentially. So go out and get it, watch it, come back to us on Monday, and in the meantime, get to the chopper that's being flown by Morgan Freeman. Thank you for listening to Stinker Madness. If this is your first time, we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll come back to listen more. But now, we'd like to ask all of our listeners for a small favor. We aren't ranking as high as we'd like, and we need your help. Would you please take just a couple of minutes to rate and review us on your preferred listening platform, be it iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever else you can. It takes many hours each week to bring you this show, and just a couple seconds of your time is a huge help for us. And for those of you that have already done this, we say thank you.